Yes, today first going to do Cataclysm Q&A now. As you can tell, my voice is starting to kind of crack a bit. Still not entirely fully 100% recovered. And I do have to do a video later this evening, so I prefer to do that in such a way that I could speak, as opposed to having to use sign language, which is really hard to convey in a WoW recording. So yeah, Cataclysm Q&A, you can email it in to the Murloc at cynicalbrit.com. That is the Murloc at cynicalbrit.com. I will answer them for as much as I possibly can. Although I do have to actually update the inbox. That does help. Been a few Q&A questions going on already. You can send them in over Twitter, you can send them over chat, and you can send them in over email. And where's my accounts? Let's update this. The cynicalbrit.com. Oh yes, checked an hour ago. That might explain why there's not a lot in it. You know, I should use a proper email client, but I really do love online Gmail. I think it's awesome, and I'm just kind of lame that way. So there you go. Email it in, and I shall sort it the hell out. It is... Oh, wow, it's crunching to a halt. Okay. Alright, let's go and have a look. I will have a look at the emails that we have, and we'll see what else we get over the course of however long. Yeah, that's quite a few. Okay. Are goblins still crashing the beta? No. However, here's a tip to all beta users. If ever you have crashes, critical errors upon loading a character, go to your World of Warcraft beta folder. Go inside the folder called Data. There will be a folder called Cache. Delete it. That will, 90% of the time, fix your problem. Pro tip. And that also answers Jill Trevis's question. Every time I try to select my warg and the game crashes. Try that. It may work. Where is Tinkertown? Tinkertown is now in Oldham. Buried under the sand, and all the gnomes are dead. Thus far, what is your new favourite zone? Asks Nerds Are Sexy 2. Well, Oldham's awesome. Yeah, it's definitely Oldham. It's unquestionably Oldham. I mean, have you seen that zone? It's badass. That's the reason why, as far as I'm concerned, everyone got really excited about Cataclysm. My Oldham video has like 400,000 views, and people are like, holy crap, this is the best thing we've ever seen. And it is. You know, it's the best zone ever. Unquestionably the best zone ever. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to actually doing some quest content in there. Okay, what else do we have? I was wondering when we're going to expect more leveling videos for Goblin and Worgen. Soon, TM. Simple as that. I've got to go down to pick up the car that I won tomorrow. Oh, yeah, some of you don't know this. I won a car. Yeah. Whoops. I can't drive, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Well, I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. It's probably going to get sold so that I can, you know, pay off some debts and stuff like that, you know. I've still got my old student debt. I'd like to wipe that out entirely. That would be pretty awesome, so I'm going to flog the car. But what's also in the car is a custom BC Rich Warbeast guitar. I'm going to try and learn to play that. And also some tickets to BlizzCon. Not BlizzCon, Bloodstock. Get it right. The Better Festival. BlizzCon. God damn. Yeah, I went to Bloodstock, and we were all entered into a raffle, and I won the car. Simple as that. Right. So, I'm going to pick that up tomorrow. I'm going to be a little bit busy, but I should be able to get something like that. No, I'm not going to get sent to the US. Are you serious? You know how much it is for a shipping container? It's like $3,000. You can't be serious. That's just dumb as hell. No, it's getting sold. Simple as that. If anyone wants to buy a Toyota Aygo, a brand new 2010 Toyota Aygo, red, with all the trimmings, then let me know. Right, anyway. That's what's going to happen. So I've got supposed to have a Vortex Pinnacle video that's going to be recorded tonight and hopefully put up over the course of the evening. And then leveling videos most likely will start with Goblin again tomorrow. Continue through Ashara and all that good stuff. Okay. I have no idea what Newman's Landing is, so I can't really answer that. When does the game become too meta and too self-referential? You talked about things breaking your immersion before during the beta video. What about quests that become too pop culture infused or too aware of the WoW community, such as Welcome to the Machine? Well, simple answer is Welcome to the Machine is in the tiny minority of quests. I mean, look at all the quests that I've shown you so far. How many of them have actually been meta and ridiculous? 1, 2 maximum. Some of the Goblin stuff is a little bit, but the actual leveling, I mean, the Darkshore leveling, the Ashara leveling, is any of that meta? No. Not at all. That's proper questing. Welcome to the Machine is put in there as a nice little Easter egg for those of us who've been playing the game for ages. I don't think the game can ever get too meta and self-referential as long as it restricts it just to one particular part. So it's like, hey, okay, every now and again there'll be a gimmick quest that's kind of funny. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, the day Deathwing came is a stupid quest. The day Welcome to the Machine came is a stupid quest. But they are in so tiny a minority. There are thousands of quests, ladies and gents. And those are only 2. Think about it. Okay. Any news on Hunter aspects? Couldn't tell you. Go check out Big Red Kitty for all your Hunter needs. He knows loads about Hunters. You should go check him out. He is on YouTube, and he can also, I believe, does he have Big... Yes, BigRedKitty.net. Go head on over to BigRedKitty.net, and you will see probably the best Hunter website on there. It's pretty awesome. You want to go check that out. There's a lot of cool stuff on there, and he's also got a lot of videos about various aspects of Hunters. He knows his stuff. He was on the show just a couple of weeks ago. Okay. Have Blizzard indicated in Quests or lore in the beta as to why they removed Zul'Gurub? You know that we killed everything in it, right? Like 500 million times? That's the lore reason. The lore reason is Hakkar is defeated. It's not a raid dungeon anymore. That's the lore reason. You don't even have... It doesn't even have to be specified. But no doubt there will be something that's like, this used to be filled with blah, 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 but now it's filled with blah, blah, blah. Go in there. There's the lore reason. Okay, coming from Chad Volsky. I have a question about the new glyph system. You explained that there is a new tier in the kinds of glyphs. How good are said glyphs? Are they better than the previous major glyphs? No, they're not. They're sort of the same. There is now a set of glyphs. Let me... Oh, I've got to log in again. Oh, my God damn it. I should have just stayed in. There is a stage now between your big glyphs and your little glyphs. You know, you used to have major and minor. It's now prime, major, and minor. Most of the glyphs from... It's weird, because they call them medium glyphs. They're not really medium glyphs. They're actually called major glyphs. But the old major glyphs are now prime glyphs. So, yeah, let me see if I can think of an example. Here's an example for you. So, the way that a lot of the glyphs worked before is you would have some that were blatantly way better. And stuff like, say... Glyph of Evocation. Yeah, Glyph of Evocation is really nice, but you would never take Glyph of Evocation over one of those ones like 5% crit to Pyroblast. You just wouldn't do it. That would just be silly. However, Glyph of Evocation is now... Yes, indeed. It is now a major glyph, so you can actually take it as well as your 3 big prime glyphs. I'll go and tell you what else is there. This is obviously from the mage perspective. I can probably show you all sorts of things, but... I would imagine MMO Champion and Wowhead probably have lists of these glyphs available for you. So yeah, they're not better. They've been redone. There's a lot of different ones. They've completely redone most of them. And there's a lot more changes coming, by the way. So glyphs might be completely different to the way they are now. And a lot of them have actually changed. But yeah, major glyph is sort of in the middle. And I can't log into WoW. Awesome. Try it once more. Yeah, it's knackered. Okay. Nothing unusual about that. Okay, what else have we got? Shamans and Druids have plenty of organizational presence in the old world. Do mages or any other class organizations pop up in Cataclysm? The Kirin Tor, I have not seen any of the Kirin Tor. There's loads of the Earthen Ring, there's loads of the Cenarian Circle, loads of the Argent Crusade. I've not seen any Kirin Tor of any description. That doesn't mean they aren't there. They might be, but I have not met them yet. And I don't see where they'd be. I mean, the Explorers League is probably one of the biggest, honestly. Okay, Total Biscuit, I think the Cataclysm makes zones more player-friendly. I've seen new counter zone maps, there are many more details. That is not a question. But you are right, they are. The new maps are much better. What else do we have? Dear Hated TB, do you think that the CC required in the new dungeons will force the bad players to learn how to play their class better? No, it'll force them to go and cry on the forums about their class, and hopefully Blizzard will laugh at them and say, ha ha ha! You suck! We know you suck, you better learn to play right the hell now. I would love to see that. That would be absolutely fantastic. Okay, no, I have no intention of talking about that. It's got nothing to do with WoW whatsoever. Sup Biscuit, this is from Genadai. Am I the only one who is sick and tired to see lore NPCs get new models while player models are vastly outdated? Players pay subscriptions, NPCs don't. That is the simultaneously the best and the worst statement I've read all day. Because that's really funny and also so incredibly dumb. It's like, well, yeah. Man. They probably should get updated. I don't think anyone's going to say that WoW shouldn't have better graphics. It's not like it's not serviceable now. gotta say, I play games with way worse graphics than WoW. I still play on my Sega Saturn. But, yeah, you're right. Player models should be updated. They should be made shinier. I mean, Blood Elves, well, an example, Worgen and Goblin. They look way better than all of the old races. Why? Because they've got higher resolution texture work on them. It's as simple as that. It's the same reason, like, when people saw the Murloc suit first come into the game. They were like, oh my god, the Murloc suit is the best looking thing in WoW. Yeah, because it's got a higher polygon count. It's got better texture work because it was brought in later. It does seem a little bit odd to me that they are updating the old world and yet they're not updating the old races. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. They need to up the polygon count on those to keep it up with the rest of the world. Because more so than anything, it's not because they look bad, it's because they look bad when compared to everything else. And it makes it much more obvious when you're running around next to a Worgen or a Goblin who have much better texture work than you. Or you're in a world that, you know, the new Orgrimmar has way better texture work than you do. You look out of place. It's terrible. Yeah, you're damn right that should be changed. Absolutely. They need to work on that. Hopefully that's something they'll put in before it launches. Okay. Is there anything new in the Arathi Highlands? I will tell you by absolutely not looking at WoW Wiki and the changes list for Cataclysm. I am definitely not Googling it right now. Honest. Absolutely not. No, no, no. I'm definitely not telling you that Arathi Highlands is a 25 to 30 zone in Cataclysm. I'm also not going to tell you that the Thoradin's Wall has a Forsaken encampment added next to it. I'm not going to tell you that Faldia's Cove has a clearly marked path carved through the hills east of Stromgarde Keep. I'm also not going to tell you that Thandal's Span is a Dark Iron camp near the Span, which is now home to a friendly Dark Iron entrepreneur who sells rare items. I'm not going to tell you about Refuge Point, which has a dwarven-constructed tunnel leading to the hinterlands. I'm not going to tell you about any of those things, because that would be wrong. What else do we have? Racial skills. There was a rumor, or maybe a fact, that racial skills will be renewed for old races. Have there been any sign of them yet? No. Are they supposed to be? Yes. They are absolutely 110% supposed to be changed. They have not been altered yet. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do to everything. As long as Troll Berserking stays, I really don't mind. Everything else, including Trolls be flipping out, man. The Voodoo Shuffle or whatever it's called. Yeah, we can deal with that. Any cool new troll lore? Yeah, there's been official confirmation from Blizzard that trolls are the best race, and that's been carved in a giant stone tablet, 300 foot high, which will hover in the air above all players at all times, regardless of where they are. Just to remind you of that fact. Hey TB, well, do you know what's going on with female Worgen that they haven't put in yet? Well, they haven't put them in yet, I believe, just to try and discourage the yiffing and the fan art, the horrible machinima. So, yeah, I don't know. It's taken ages for them to do it. I have no idea why it's taken so long, but at the end of the day, hey, it's not there. TB question, what do you think of the War of the Ancients being a raid after some months after Cataclysm's been released? Do you think it's good or bad? More raids is good. Please don't make it like Hyjal, because Hyjal was very bad. Are attunements not a challenging element? The thing that you can't just go wherever you want? No, they are not. As simple as that. Because attunements were garbage. Did you not see attunements? Tell me exactly how LBRS is somehow a good preparation for raiding. That doesn't even make any sense. The thing about challenging progression is that it's also going to be done in a logical manner. Here's something for you. So, Total Biscuit puts in generic man shooter X17 into his console. He plays through to level 3. At level 3, he is told that he must put in FIFA 2010 and play a game whereby he wins 5-0 against Manchester United with Burnley FC in order to gain access to level 4. Does that make any sense? No. And neither does attunements when it comes to raiding. We're talking about skipping things in terms of power levels, in terms of powering up your character beyond what it should be. We're not talking about levels of challenge here. We're not skipping levels of challenge. We are just doing what we're actually capable of doing. It's the same principle by the fact that if you lock a hard mode in a video game, that's a terrible idea. It's like, if I get a game and all I have is easy and normal, and both of those are too easy for me, should I have to go through all of normal in order to play hard? Because I'm thinking no. Simple as that. What else do we have? Do you think Blizzard will merge some of the bad realms? They have never done this, or have they? Actually, I think, haven't they done it once or something like that? I don't know. I can't actually remember. It's very unlikely that they will, though. They'll probably see how many people come back, and then they'll work it. Because I think Cataclysm is probably going to have the largest player return in history because of all the hype behind it and all the good stuff behind it. Are the Goblin Mounts implemented into the game yet? No, they are not available in the game yet, but I will put out videos as soon as they are. Don't worry about that. Okay, we're about done, folks. I'm going to do shout-outs for the last 5 minutes of the show, and then, actually, I've probably got chat questions. I should... No, actually, I don't. So, that's fine. Cool. I only had stuff about Shaman. I don't care about Shaman. Send your shout-out requests in to me, the Murloc at cynicalbrit.com. That is the Murloc at cynicalbrit.com. You can send them over IRC chat. Please do not send them over Tiny Chat because I can't read them. The spam is too quick. It scrolls through. It's crazy. It gives me a headache. I'm like, leave me alone. Oh, God. That would be horrible. It would indeed. Yep, send them through, and I shall provide you with the shout-outs as much as you desire. While I'm waiting for them, what I usually do, which is shout-outs to the people in the channel. King! What are you wearing on your face? I mean, really? It's like you're wearing sunglasses made of oil slick. Tree Druid! You don't look much like a tree to me. You're an imposter, good sir! Cammy is far too man-pretty, I might add. He's not allowed to be in this channel. Luffy! That is one grand hat. We've got some great vaudeville stuff going on here. Very impressive. Finn, you scare the crap out of me. Seriously, what the hell? Fallen Cypher looks like he's off to go pillage. It's fantastic. Shout out to Fallen Cypher's parrot. Significantly better looking than him. Koromi, you know, your face is going to stick like that if you keep smiling that way. Seriously, the wind will change and then you'll never be able to not smile again. And that would be terrible. As a British man, I find the idea of smiling all the time to be utterly reprehensible. Dark Lady, do you realize what you've done to this channel? Seriously, how irresponsible. Good lord. And that also goes for you, Nerds Are Sexy too. Oh, good god. These people can't handle it. There are no girls on the internet. Vainlash, are you running Mechanar? Are you seriously soloing Mechanar? Is that Mechanar? Looks like Mechanar. I can't tell. Terrible ass stream. It's one of those dungeons anyway, but it's terrible one way or the other. And Total Biscuit. Oh god. You are a disgrace. Right, what else have we got? Shout outs. Shout outs. Aha! Can I do shout out to the whole Laughing Skull in the Goblin voice? I could try. That's something. Can you do a shout-out to the Laughing Skull in the Goblin voice? Yes, thank you. That's from Josh Cuthbert. A shout-out to the top hat for being on your head. Well, yeah, it does tend to stay there. It doesn't really have free will. If it did, I'd be very terrified. It's from Andrew Duncan. What else do we have? A shout-out to Garridon of Jaden RUS for being the dude that would do nothing but heal stuff. You're exciting, man. A shout out to Versus the World Radio at VTWProductions.com and all their shows. They are epic. That's from Majestic. Yes, indeed, they are. What else do we have? A shout out to my guild, Knights of the Round on Alderman US. That's from Sean Caster. Can I give a shout out to Nymph for finally catching the sea turtle after 10.0255 catch and getting into the beta? A shout out to Dark Lady for all the pervs on the tiny chat. Yes, that's from Fadekin. Are you surprised that people listen to a WoW podcast? We're not exactly the most socially apt people in the world. I like a shout out to Tempest Legions or Tempest Legends on Blackmore EU. That's from Amandria. Shout out to Diapollo for not winning. Oh, yes. People thought that I was too mean to Diapollo. One guy's like, oh, he's got no manners. How dare you let him cast? Oh, for God's sake. Diapollo doesn't have eggshell feelings like you bleeding heart son of a... Shout out to Derek, please, on Ravencrest EU. That's some Slashy. And a shout out to Mezzaholy, a.k.a. me, from Bronze Dragonflight EU. See you in I-41. That's from Razarg. A shout out to Cake. It's actually a person. I don't believe you. That's a lie. That's from Ayomo. A shout out to Rotten Beauty, the best guy ever. Yes, indeed. What else do we have? A shout out to Gnome Labor, because it's so freaking useful. Indeed, you don't have to pay them much either, because they're like half the size of a normal labor force. A shout out to the Yogscast for being really, really funny. That's from Chord Volsky. Yes, indeed. That is youtube.com/BlueZephos with an X. Blue Zephos. A shout out to my Samsung Galaxy S and my fellow Aussies who stay up to listen to the show. That's from Loloxors. And a shout out to Alsda Todd as well. There you go. I think I'm about done, ladies and gents. One last one. Red Rum Inc. on Defiance Brotherhood for kicking me. That's from Hirota. Congratulations! You kicked the idiot. Woohoo! Yeah.
Imbecile of the week.
Indeed. I'm about done. Thank you very much for listening to my show today. I'll be back the same time next week. I've got a lot of stuff coming out on the channel, so keep an eye on youtube.com/TotalHalibut. And also keep an eye on cynicalbrit.com and the Facebook page for all of those delicious updates. What would be the best way to take out this show? Only Soilwork could have a ridiculous song title like the Akuma Afterglow. I guess that's what happens when you actually land Raging Demon. Good night.